supposed to be a Proverbs 31 woman, oh, that's what you said. That man misleading if he ain't spirit-led. How is him that you feeding? He's supposed to be the head.
Hey y'all, it's Perkyy back at it again with another video. I have found like this TikTok trend that's been going around, and it's how not having romantic relationships in school affected your adult life. I didn't even think there was a thing to affect your adult life if you didn't have a relationship in high school. So I wanted to see, or not even in high school, but just in school, period. And I wanted to see what they had to say about this. What are some things that have affected them? Is there something that may have quote unquote affected myself? I don't know. I'm very interested and curious to see what they have to say. They're going to be breaking some stuff down, and they might either expose some stuff about look myself or anybody that's watching, or just it might be cap. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this video and see what type of pointers that they have for people that didn't have romantic relationships in school. But before I click this play button, I just want to say that if this is your first time seeing me on your screen, or you're a returning subscriber, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because it's nothing but lit content like this on a consistent basis, my baby. That link just, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Those of us that were never asked out, never asked to any dances, never were shown any romantic interest.
I've wanted to make a response to this video for such a long time, but I couldn't find it, so I'm super glad I came across it today. First of all, the effect of not having received romantic validation during your formative years, like to the age of 18 or most likely older, cannot be understated. It's very real, and it will mess with you in a very deep, core way. But I actually wanted to talk about how that interacts with dating and entering the dating world as an adult. Dating in the modern age is very casual, but those of us who are late to the game can't treat it as casually as other people can, who have had all these experiences in like high school and college and stuff. Right. I don't exactly know a great way to put this, but as an example, I know that if I were to receive flowers from someone or be held by them in a romantic way, there's like a 90% chance that I would just start breaking down crying. Really? Ideally, the person you're dating should be able to take everything in stride, but at the end of the day, they're still a stranger, and that's a lot to put on someone that you don't know.
I am requesting that scientists do a case study on those of us that were never asked out.
So I watched this video, and I think it's relatable, and her experiences are valid and stuff. But I think it would be even more interesting if the study was in an intersectional lens, meaning how this might affect people of like different races and stuff. I kind of have a theory that like white women who experience this, it's like they actually really kind of expect that type of romantic validation because they see it all around them in their peers and in media. And as a black person though, as a black woman, you often do not see that, especially if you are in an area where there's not other black people. And in mainstream media, there's not a ton of that either. So like you don't even really expect it, and you don't necessarily doubt yourself. I mean, you do doubt yourself, but a big part of it is just like, oh, well, I'm not getting this attention because like I'm black. It's because of my skin color, which is an integral part of your identity. It's funny how we don't have to wonder. We're just like, oh yeah, racism.
That were never asked out, never asked to any dances,
Okay,
never
I see
were
where
shown
she
any
was at
romantic
with that one.
whatsoever.
Okay, let's chat about this real quickly. That has been my entire experience, and I'm 24 years old. I remember in high school, I was never invited or asked to any like dances, homecomings, whatever. I never really dated in college. Male interest just isn't something that comes to me. I've never had a boyfriend, etc. Today, I'm completely fine with the fact that I've never had those experiences. But I remember there being a certain point in my life where it's like, wow, this happens for everyone else. Why isn't it happening for me? So I took that as an opportunity to look at myself less than as a woman, because I wasn't having these beautiful dating life experiences that everyone else around me was having, and I started to doubt myself and who I was. I've moved out of that thought process, and I've realized that is not the case at all. But those life experiences and not having them really shaped a lot of my thought at one point in time, which wasn't good.
I am requesting that scientists do a case study on those of us that were never asked out.
Who needs a scientist when you've got your dad? For real. I'm gonna just tell you what my dad said, and he's not wrong. I brought this up a few weeks ago, and I was like, man, I ain't never been asked out on a date. I still don't have a boyfriend. He said, it's because you have independent bitch energy. Not gonna lie, I was a little offended at first, but then he explained it as basically, you're a boss-ass bitch. He said, you have independent energy, like it's written on your forehead. You don't even have to say it for men to know. And men are not attracted to that. Men want women that will take care of them. They can literally sniff out if you are independent. So they steer clear. And you know what? I ain't even mad because I'm not trying to take care of a grown-ass toddler for the rest of my life. You can get that from your mama. You was not getting it from me.
Well then, I guess you just gotta be singing. I was playing.
I am requesting that scientists do a case study on those of us that were never asked out.
When I went away to college, I was so nervous because I had never been on a date, never been asked out, never asked to dance, let alone to a dance. And now I'm 26, and all of that is still true. Now, most days this doesn't really bother me, but some days it really fucking does. If you didn't already know, I'm asexual, which can make dating difficult. And a big part of me doesn't even want to try. The internalized misogynistic and fat-phobic part of me says, why would they want you now if they didn't even want you when you were younger and skinny? And then the ace part of me goes, girl, this is a good thing. You don't want to deal with their needs. Still, human beings crave connection, and when you're overlooked by your peers for the vast majority of your life, it can feel like a hacksaw straight to your self-esteem. It becomes really easy to pick apart everything that could maybe be wrong with you. But there's nothing wrong with you. All those people that have been overlooking you just aren't ready to be with somebody as special as you are. And when somebody is, remember that your worth was there the whole time, even without them.
I am requesting that scientists do a case study on those of us that were never asked out, never asked to any dances, never were shown any romantic interest
Can we have a little chat about this when I'm catching my breath on this hike? Because boy, I watched this video and there are so many of you that can relate to what she said. Let me see if I can bring a little bit of understanding to what she's talking about. Because during those developmental years, middle school, high school, even college, if our experiences are such that we are never desired, that we're never wanted, that we're not shown any of that attention, especially from the people that we are attracted to, then we determine things about ourselves such as something's wrong with me or I'm not the kind that is desired. And here's the interesting thing. We treat those as if they're fact. And then we base our life going forward based on those facts. So yeah, why would I expect someone to flirt with me if I already feel like something's wrong with me? Why would I desire to be in a relationship long term if that never seemed like an option? You have to keep in mind our brain is wired for survival. I know if you want a part 2 on how we can start changing that.
Those of us
she should have dropped the part 2. I was interested.
Never were shown any romantic interest.
Hello, I would love to join your support group, and I also have some thoughts about this. Having the experience of never being desired when I was younger just makes me realize how I internalized so many things about myself that weren't true or just didn't matter. Like, so many of my thoughts were consumed by, am I not pretty enough? Am I not interesting enough? Am I not smart enough? Am I not funny enough? And not just enough for men, but just in general, was I enough? And as I've gotten older, I've gotten over that, but it's just interesting to me to just sit back and reflect and think about how I really believed that I wasn't enough of a human being just because people weren't desiring me romantically. Like, that just so isn't true, and it's crazy how we internalize those things about ourselves. Another consequence of the whole never being desired thing is, like, now that I'm older, being in a relationship is just not a priority to me because my whole life it's never felt like an option that I've had. I'll probably make a part 2 because I have a lot more thoughts, but that's just it for now. I definitely understand this. I think another consequence of the whole never being desired when you were younger situation is not knowing how to interpret flirting versus being nice. So I always assumed, and still do, that nobody could ever like me, so if anybody's ever expressing interest in me, it has to be a joke. So I get pretty dismissive as like a defense mechanism, but at the same time, there's also this consequence of easily getting attached to anybody who gives you attention because it just feels so rare, like you're never gonna get it again. So I think lots of people experience varying degrees of this. I have definitely noticed myself in unhealthy situations, even though I've never actually been in a relationship
This is an
before.
interesting
Wow,
TikTok.
isn't romantic trauma so much fun? But I'm thankful for all my trauma because it helped me develop a sense of humor, so it was worth it.
Those of us
This
that were
is so
never asked
interesting.
out, never asked
Could some of y'all relate
never
or
were shown
no?
any romantic
Let me
interest.
know.
Yes, it does. I can confirm because I'm 27 and have never been properly asked out or even taken out on a date. Ever. Not in junior high, which, you know, that's not really legit, but whatever. Not in high school, not in college, not in the year that I've been in grad school.
Wow.
It just hasn't happened, and it's definitely fucked with my head because I have a lot of social anxiety from being isolated and excluded socially and not being shown affection in the same way that my peers were, and I don't know how long that's gonna take to unlearn, and it actually makes me even more
anxious than I already am. I am requesting that scientists
that one hurt me.
On those of us that were never asked out. No, because I want to keep talking about this because I'm now just processing all of this information in my head. Using myself as a case study, here's some conclusions I've come to. Obviously made me super insecure about my looks and
I was about to say, it's not the same girl that started the trend. It is.
Personality, even though case study, here's some conclusions I've come to.
Repeat it.
Obviously made me super insecure about my looks and personality, even though I always had people tell me, oh, you're so pretty, why don't you have a boyfriend? And then that oddly made me more insecure as well, that comment. Now, literally never being asked to a dance. Like, I deserve to be asked to prom. Like, showing up to prom pictures with a huge group of people and being the only one there without a date, low-key traumatizing. Now, as a 22-year-old, I still have no idea when someone's flirting with me. I just assume people are being nice to me, and then I'll have, like, friends be like, oh, no, they're flirting with you. I have no idea, because that's just not a common occurrence for me. I never even had a talking stage or, like, hugged someone romantically until my sophomore year of college. And now I'm so disinterested in romantic relationships. Like, it doesn't even cross my mind or is, like, on my agenda for life. I can go my whole life without a romantic relationship, I believe.
Tell me you're a model without telling me you're a model.
Wow. This is over. This is their previous video. Beautiful stories. Majority of them were touching. Ooh. That one really got to me. The one I said that's the, ooh, wow, that one really got to me. Ooh. So, what I'm learning, because we do have a culture, when I say we, y'all know what I'm talking about. Dating is not something that we're supposed to even be doing. And when I'm talking about Bible. There was nobody that dated in the Bible. And if there was, please, comment down below the verse so I can go read it myself. But if y'all telling me that somebody in there was dating in the Bible, show me a Bible verse and I'll shut up. I will completely apologize and say that I messed up and I was putting out false information out there. Show me in the Bible where it says that people dated. Anywho, back to what I'm saying. We don't date. That is an American way. Brews don't move like that. There was no dating. And then on top of that, women don't pick. The men pick, because the men are the head of the house. The men have to make sure that they have their self together, their home together, so that they can even bring a woman in and they can raise a family the Yahuwah way, in other words. Dating was something that we didn't do. Dating does not even work, as you guys can see. I mean, I don't want to get into detail about all that, because some of you guys aren't even going to understand what I'm saying, because you guys aren't there yet. I put the yet there because some of y'all might be, some of y'all just probably ain't woken up yet. But I'm learning new things as well, and this video, again, hit because I was somebody that didn't date or didn't have romantic relationships in school, like, at all. And then a girl brought up, it'd be the ones that say, oh my God, you're so pretty. How do you not have a boyfriend? Then that makes you even more insecure. So I completely feel each and every single woman in this video. But we have to shape our mindsets of not having to worry and basically get our self-worth and our credibility from others when it's within yourself. Dang, I really hope that stuck with somebody. I really hope that hit. I really hope that came out how I wanted it to come out, because it was in my head, and I just really hope that resonated with somebody. But don't depend on your self-worth from others. You have to have it from within. There's nothing wrong with you. The right one just hasn't come along yet. Matter of fact, you might be in the process of shaping and preparing yourself and fixing some things and tweaking some stuff so that the Most High can place the right one in your life for you. But it's a work process. It's an effort. It's not something that happens overnight. So just remember that. But I'm gonna end it there because I could talk all day about this situation. I just don't want to, because again, a lot of people aren't gonna understand what I'm speaking or what I'm talking about. But if this was something that you liked and enjoyed, let me know. We can add more to these. More like, let's break down. I don't even know if you want to call this like psychology or whatever, but I'm interested, I'm intrigued and stuff like this, especially when it kind of relates to me and what I went through. Not what I'm going through, because that's dead, but what I went through when I was younger. So let me know. But I love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Please go ahead and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me which one is next in the comment section down below. All my social media is in the description. It's also right here as well, just in case you missed it. 600K is on the way. I just want to say thank you to each and every single one of you guys. It is truly an honor to just have a channel that has 500,000 people. And you guys rock with me like no other. Thank you. But I love you. I appreciate you. Y'all know me. Y'all know when I start touching my face. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Have a blessed one. I'll see you in the next one. Your girl is out.